Now let's discuss about the addition and subtraction of vectors. You know that vectors do not obey the ordinary rules of addition and subtraction. So we need to go for a modified method. And vector addition is defined as the geometrical sum of two or more vectors, as they do not follow regular laws of algebra. And there are two laws of vector addition. They are triangle law of vector addition and parallelogram law of vector addition. Before moving to the triangle law and parallelogram law, let me explain one thing. Consider two vectors like this. Vector A, this is vector B. And both are equal vectors because both have same magnitude and same direction. Then what will be vector A plus B? A plus B will be equal to, suppose vector A is 2 and vector B is also 2. So what will be A plus B? A plus B will be equal to another vector whose magnitude will be equal to the sum of magnitudes of A and B. So 2 plus 2 will be 4. Its magnitude will be 4 and both will be in the same direction. Okay, so the resultant vector will be along the same direction of A and B because both are along the same direction. Now consider another example. Consider a vector A and consider another vector B. So what will be A plus B? Here A plus B is A plus minus B. Why? Because vector B is acting in the opposite direction. So A plus B is actually A minus B. And whenever you subtract these two vectors, what will be the resultant vector? Resultant vector will be the difference. The magnitude of resultant vector will be the difference between the magnitudes of A and B. And also what will be the direction? Direction of the resultant vector will be along the direction of the greater vector. So here when you compare A and B, which is the greater vector? B is the greater one. So the resultant vector also will be acting along the direction of greater vector, that is B. So this will be the direction of resultant vector. So this is about the vector addition and subtraction if both the vectors are acting along the same line. If both the vectors are acting along a single straight line. But what if the vectors are pointing towards different directions? If they are not in a straight line, if they are in a plane. In such cases, we need to go for a triangle law of vector addition or parallelogram law of vector addition. So in which situation do we use triangle law and in which situation do we use parallelogram law? Let's discuss all this in detail. So first, let's discuss about triangle law of vector addition. So when do we use this triangle law? If two vectors are arranged head to tail, the triangle law of vector addition is followed. Okay. If in any situation we come across two vectors such that the tail of one vector is joined to the head of another vector, then in such situations we can use triangle law of vector addition. Suppose if we find two vectors like this, because here the head of one vector is joined to the tail of another vector. So we can use the triangle law of vector addition. Okay. Now what is the statement? What is triangle law? Triangle law of vector addition states that when two vectors are represented by two sides of a triangle in magnitude and direction were taken in the same order, then the third side of the triangle represents in magnitude and direction the resultant of the vectors. I know that you won't understand anything just by looking at the statement. So first we can explain the triangle law step by step. Afterwards we can come back to the statement. so you can understand easily what does it mean. Okay, so first consider two vectors. So here we have considered two vectors A and B. It's very clear both A and B are acting along different directions. They are not along the same straight line. Then these are the two vectors. Then in order to apply the triangle of vector addition, we must join the head of one vector to the tail of another vector. So that will be our next step. Join the head of one vector with the tail of second vector. See, this is step 2. Bring the head of A. So this is the head of A. Bring the head of A to the tail of B. See, the head of vector A is joined to the tail of vector B. Now here the direction of vectors is not changed, isn't it? See, this was the direction of vector B, right? This was the direction of vector A along the towards the right, and this was the direction of vector B. And whenever we join the head of vector A with the tail of vector B, the direction has not changed. Okay, still A is acting towards right and B is acting towards this direction, towards the same direction. Now what is the next step? Next, join the tail of vector A to the head of vector B. See, this is the tail of A and this point is the head of vector B. So join the tail of vector A with the head of vector B by a straight line with an arrow pointing towards the head of B. So this straight line also must contain an arrow, and that arrow should point towards the head of B. Okay, and this new vector C is the resultant vector of A and B. Figure is in the form of a triangle, hence it is known as the triangle law of vector addition. Okay, so what is triangle law of vector addition? Whenever you consider two vectors, here A and B are two vectors and both the vectors are taken in the same order, isn't it? Vector A, vector B. When you proceed along this direction, both vectors are taken along the same order. Then the another vector, this is the another vector, but that vector is in the reverse order. Another vector taken in the reverse order gives the resultant of vectors A and B. Okay, so if two sides of the triangle represents two vectors in magnitude and direction taken along the same order. See, this is the direction of A, this is the direction of B, and we are going in the same order, but the C vector is taken in a reverse order. Okay, because the head of the C vector comes here instead of tail. So the third vector taken in the reverse order gives us the magnitude of vector A and B. This is triangle of vector addition. We can apply this triangle of vector addition only if the head of one vector is joined to the tail of another vector. Okay, now we can just come back to our statement. Whenever two vectors are represented by two sides of a triangle in magnitude and direction taken in the same order, then the third side of that triangle in magnitude and direction represents the resultant of vectors, and that third side should be taken in the reverse order. Okay. Next we can discuss about the parallelogram law of vector addition. So when do we use parallelogram law of vector addition? If two vectors are arranged head to head or tail to tail, then parallelogram law of vector addition is followed. If two vectors are taken like this, see, suppose this is vector A, suppose this is vector B, and we have joined the tails of two vectors together. Or if two vectors, suppose two vectors are taken like this, here the heads of two vectors are joined together. In such cases, we can apply parallelogram law of vector addition. And what is the statement? If two vectors are considered to be the two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, then the resultant of two vectors is given by the vector, that is a diagonal passing through the point of contact of two vectors. So let's discuss this statement through an example so you can easily understand it. So what is the step 1? Consider two vectors A and B. So A is pointing towards right and B is pointing towards that particular direction. We can say it as north, east, like that. Then what is the step 2? Bring the tail of vector A to the tail of B, because we can apply parallelogram law of vectors only if the tails of two vectors or if the heads of two vectors are joined together. So in order to apply this law, parallelogram law, bring the tail of vector A with the tail of vector B. So here the direction of vectors A and B is not changed. Still A is acting towards right and B is acting towards the northeast direction. Okay, and what is the next step? Next, draw a line parallel to A and B. That is the next step. So this is vector A and this is vector B. And here two lines are drawn parallel to B and A. So this line is drawn and this is parallel to B. Similarly, this line is drawn which is parallel to A. So that is the third step. Drawing lines parallel to vector A and vector B in a way to complete the parallelogram. So why do we draw these lines? Such that this figure forms a parallelogram. Then what is the step 4? Join the point O and this point R with an arrow pointing towards R. That means this line forms the diagonal of the parallelogram, and this diagonal itself will be the resultant of vectors A and B. So the resultant vector A plus B is equal to R, which is the diagonal of this parallelogram. Okay, so what are the different steps to apply this parallelogram of law of vector addition? Whenever two vectors are given, what you should do? You should join the tail of one vector with the tail of another vector. Then construct two lines parallel to two vectors so as to complete a parallelogram. Then join a line from origin to the point R. That means construct a diagonal for that parallelogram. Then that diagonal represents the sum of two vectors A and B. Okay, so here also A and B were acting towards different direction, not along the same straight line. So thus parallelogram law of vector addition helps us to add two vectors acting along different directions. That means acting in a plane. Similarly, triangle law of vector addition also helps us to add two vectors acting in a plane. So children, now we can go back to the statement of parallelogram law of vector addition. What was the statement? If two vectors are considered to be the adjacent sides of a parallelogram, then the resultant of two vectors is given by the vector. That is a diagonal. So the resultant is given by a diagonal passing through the point of contact of two vectors. Okay. So with this I am concluding my session. Notes of the topic and YouTube video have been uploaded. Please go through that. Learn the notes seriously and attend the test seriously. Okay, we will meet in the next session. Till then, take care all of you. Stay home, stay safe, keep learning. Thank you.